or in your team. Yeah. So what we did was that we created a suitability or a maturity check. And what this check does is that it actually tries to check the current state of your code and where you are, and then it tries to tell you that it tries to give a feedback that what elements or what parts of the framework you should be following and what you should not be following. Assuming that if it comes out that you have to follow the quality coding framework which you talked about, then the second aspect will be that now your team has to get enabled in that, so that everyone in your team should learn the concepts of quality coding, learn concepts of test-driven development, learn concepts of how to do good test coverage, learn concepts of what continuous integration or continuous delivery framework is. Then you can come to a point wherein you say that now I will start adopting that in my team, which means that you will start taking baby steps and then in working on certain things, and then you have to measure how you are progressing. Yeah. What we did, and then what we found useful was that we set up a small quality coding framework team with the experts, and then different projects in our ecosystem used to work in tandem and together, and then they actually divide roles and responsibilities in following these steps which I've mentioned. This is one example which is about I was talking about a suitability of matrix or check, right? So this is just one sample of it. So if you see here, what this does is that there is a continuous delivery framework, which is the CI framework, and it has got questions like, does your project already have a standard solution or a build process? Does your project already have a continuous integration framework or not? So there are several questions which we have evolved over time, and you answer these questions based upon your questions and understanding. We are able to make out whether you need this thing or not. Yeah. Similarly, for all the other four different elements, there are questions which are supported. Based upon this, we are able to measure whether you need something of this sort or not. So the message which I am trying to convey here is, in your organization or your team, you should not blindly go and follow any of the framework or tool unless and until there is a definitive need. One important thing would be that, for example, your code or your project is already into production, and the only thing which your team right now is doing is bug fixing, which is also happening at not so regular intervals. So if you want to think about deploying test-driven development, or you want to use things like CDF, it might not be useful. It might not make sense for you at that stage, right? So take a well-informed decision. Take a and understand that whether it was required or not. Yeah. So we talked about a suitability matrix. We talked about that how exactly you can check whether you need something of this sort or not. So here, what I'm trying to show is that, and what we did here in Sapient was we actually tried to divide these 5 elements which I talked about into different sub-elements. And I also tried to give weightages to this, right? So these weightages actually represent that what is the importance of that particular sub-element or a task within the whole framework. For example, in terms of quality, in terms of continuous delivery framework, if you do a continuous integration setup, you get 10% marks for it. Or for example, in test coverage, if you reach to a point wherein you have got 70% plus coverage, you reach to a point where you get 10% of the weightage. So all these things actually make the quality aspect of perspective, which is very, very field-based, to a very measurable measure-based, right? Now, what this is trying to do is that you can see that how you are moving, what aspects are tied to what, and then how you can make progress in that direction. Yeah. We also try to come up with a self-rating model, right? And what this rating model tells is that in order to make your team competitive and then feel about quality and feel about features, why was you actually start rating yourself. If you understand here in this slide, as I told, you can give different weightages of marks to different sub-elements, and assume that you reach to a point where you score 30%, then you can rate yourself as a 1-star team. If you move to 50%, then you can be a 2-star team. And henceforth, if you reach to 100%, then you are a 5-star team. And imagine a scenario wherein all the projects have a star rating, then they will be actually able to work more competitively, and the environment of quality and environment of that mindset will prevail. And this is as we have experienced, this is something which actually helps a lot to drive these things forward. Yeah. So with this, I will try to summarize that what we have discussed, and then what exactly we have discussed until now. So I started with discussing what quality mindset is, and then I tried to basically talk about different perspectives of quality. Then I also discussed about the challenges which exist in understanding quality. Then I talked about the quality coding or quality development framework which we have developed, and then what are the different elements in that. I talked about test-driven development. I talked about continuous delivery framework. I talked about practicing pair programming. I talked about the coding equipments or the coding quality coding, and then I talked about the test coverage part. And then last thing which I talked about was the adoption strategy. How you should socialize this thing within your organization, how you should try to help this for adoption, and then in overall try to measure your current state by using the suitability metrics. Have these steps of doneness where you actually assign your finish to the different things, and lastly, you try and have a self-rating mechanism or a matrix which makes your environment competitive, and then you are able to move in a certain direction. I want to end this, with saying that, I am a quality developer, right? So you have to start feeling, and you have to start living this feature that, words like developer pride, or words like, that, I actually live quality, and then I am a solid developer. So these terms should be socialized, and these should be felt, and you should be really proud of it. And please try to imbibe these different elements. And so that actually overall you are able to improve on quality. With this, I think so these are the different references which actually used for slides here. And with this, I actually end this, and then I'll be actually taking up questions. Moni, can you please